Hello. This is going to be a vlog for Thursday, July 9th, 2026. I might post it up Friday. Actually, I might actually do that, post this up on Friday. I want to throw an idea out, and I'm considering following this path. I'm 50 years old. Okay, I've done a lot. I've done everything, but I've done a lot. I've seen a lot. And I feel, and especially with the readings that I get from women in particular, a lot of women are very repressed in their intimacy issues and their love issues. They are so desperate to be loved that they're willing to settle. Even if they're unhappy, even if intimacy does not make them happy, even if their love doesn't make them happy, they're very desperate for a relationship, very desperate to find some way of having closeness, when all it will do is just cause more, headache, heartache. They'll go down the road like 5, 10, 20 years, and things are not changing. Things are remaining the same, and their love life, their intimacy life is unfulfilled. They have no passion. There's a standstill. There's stagnation, feeling that everything's faded, like it's just fading away, slowly leaving. And that's not a way a person should live. That is not a way anyone should live. You should live your life to the fullest. You shouldn't have these repressed feelings that you can't express yourself intimacy-wise. You can't express your love. You need to be bold. You need to be daring. You need to go after what you need, want, and desire, and what you are passionate about, what you need in your life. Love life, intimacy life, whatever the case may be. And I feel so sorry for some of these women. And there's like a handful of men too, but it's mostly women. And they are just settling. They're unhappy in their lives. They're not going after what makes their heart sing, what makes their body have chills of passion, desire. They're afraid to express themselves. And I believe, which I'm probably going to hear a yes to this, it mostly has to do with religion. Like, you can't do this, you can't be that way, you can't like this is forbidden, this is taboo, you shouldn't be like this. As long as it's two consenting adults, why not? I want to tell a story that fits this narrative perfectly. I was in a club, if you get the drift, kind of club, like many years ago. I want to say like maybe 27 years ago. I was really into these. And I would go independently most of the time. And I remember this one couple in particular. She, the wife, was very shy. She was afraid of expressing what she wanted, desired, intimacy stuff to her husband. And this club had poles, if you get my drift, certain kinds of poles. So she was like, I really want to dance on those, but I don't know if my husband will like it. And I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean you don't think your husband will like it? He will enjoy it. He will find it very, very pleasing. And she's like, well, I don't know. I said, well, just start out slow and then, work your way into it. Just feel your way into it. And she did. Boy, that guy's eyes just lit up. He never saw his wife that way. And it like flipped a switch in him. You could see it in his eyes. You could see how desired she was to him, how much he wanted passion, wanted to love her, wanted to cherish her, desired her. And he basically couldn't believe that that was his wife. And I've had similar experiences dealing with women in that manner, where they're afraid to open up themselves to whomever they're with, or even in general being who they are, because they're afraid they're going to scare the man away or the male away, or whoever. If it's another woman, they're afraid they're going to scare the woman away. And that's not the case. You need to embrace your full self, what you have hidden, the suppressive, shadowy parts that you're afraid to explore, that you're afraid to bring out. And if they don't accept you because you like these things, they're not meant for you. And it's better to let go of those kind of people than to live 5, 10, 15 years in that dynamic where you're not satisfied. There's no passion, there's no lust, there's no intimacy, there's no love, there's no, desire. So don't settle. And I'm thinking about going into this type of niche. I'm trying to figure out what I really want to call it. I thought about calling it the Shadow Love Relationship and Intimacy Consultant, but I'm going to be using also tarot and oracle cards to try to bring out any other information that may have the client feel repressed in some way as to why they can't explore themselves, why they are holding back their nature, their intimacy nature. So I'm thinking about going down that path because I have a knack for some reason for convincing women to just be free, be alive, be themselves, be the wild woman that you are. And like I said, there's a handful of men that are also this way, very handful of men. And I'm sure that they probably also want assistance too. But I'm thinking about going down that path and how I'm going to structure it. I'm actually writing things out. I don't know if that's going to be my title. I haven't decided yet, or how I'm going to work this out. I'm already got 2 different kinds of tarot spreads to use for this line of work. One is a short and sweet one. The other one is more detailed. And then if somebody wants to work with me one-on-one to help them come out of their shell, help them accept who they are fully, their light and their shadow, then we'll work on a one-to-one plan. Because I don't like groups. I don't like doing groups. I'm more into the one-on-one kind of plan. So I'm thinking about starting that niche. We'll see. Blessings and have a great weekend.